For every parent, there are a few acts of trust greater than leaving a child in someone else's care. It is a decision made every morning with quiet hope that for a few hours at least, someone else will protect, comfort, and nurture the person they love the most. But in the southern Indian city of Bengaluru, the trust has been shattered. Police have arrested daycare workers following disturbing allegations of abuse at a crèche serving the children of employees at a major technology company. The allegations are deeply distressing. Videos reportedly show toddlers being subject to cruel treatment by the very adults entrusted with keeping them safe. While investigators continue to establish the full facts and determine individual responsibility, the images have already sent shockwaves through families across India. Yet this story reaches far beyond a single daycare centre. It asks a question that millions of working parents confront every day. When the doors close behind us and we leave our children in someone else's hands, who is protecting them? Across India, rapid urbanisation and the growth of dual-income households has created an increasing reliance on crèches and daycare facilities. For many families, there is simply no alternative. Grandparents may live hundreds of kilometres away. Domestic support is limited. Returning to work is an economic necessity, not a choice. Childcare has become an essential part of modern life. But oversight has not always kept pace with demand. Most childcare workers are caring, compassionate professionals who devote themselves to helping children learn and grow. But when abuse does occur, the victims are among the least able to defend themselves. Toddlers often cannot explain what happened. They may not have the words to describe fear or pain. Their silence can allow mistreatment to continue unnoticed until someone spots an injury, recognises a change in behaviour, or uncovers evidence that can no longer be ignored. This case has reignited debate about standards, staff training, background checks, CCTV monitoring, inspection regimes and accountability in daycare settings across India. Parents are asking whether regulations are strong enough, whether they are enforced constantly, and whether warning signs are too often missed until it's too late. Trust is difficult to build and remarkably easy to destroy. For the families at the centre of this investigation, the legal process will continue. But no court can erase the anguish of wondering what happened while they believed their children were safe. Every child deserves to be protected, respected, and cared for with patience and kindness. That should never depend on where they live, how much their parents earn, or which child daycare they attend. This is simply not a story of one alleged crime. It is a reminder that measure of any society is found in how it safeguards those who cannot speak for themselves. When that duty fails, it is not only children who are harmed, it is trust itself.
The Bengaluru investigation has become part of a broader conversation about childcare across India. While the country has regulations governing childcare facilities and workplace crèches in many sectors, enforcement can vary significantly between states and providers. As more parents join the workforce, demand for safe, affordable and accessible childcare continues to grow, placing increasing pressure on both public and private providers. Child development experts have long argued that quality childcare depends on much more than colourful classrooms or modern facilities. It requires properly trained staff, appropriate child to caregiver ratios, clear safeguarding policies, transparent complaint mechanisms, and regular independent inspections. Parents also need confidence that concerns will be taken seriously and investigated promptly. Cases such as this are especially confronting because very young children are uniquely vulnerable. Changes in behaviour, unusual fear, or unexplained injuries may be the only signs that something is wrong. That is why safeguarding cannot rely solely on parents discovering abuse after the fact. It must be built into every aspect of how childcare services are licensed, monitored, and held accountable. Most daycare centres provide safe and nurturing environments, and countless caregivers perform extraordinary work every day. But even one serious failure has consequences that reach far beyond a single facility. It undermines confidence in the entire system and reminds us that protecting children requires constant vigilance, not only from governments and employers, but from everyone entrusted with their care.
The investigation in Bengaluru will determine who is legally responsible. But the larger challenge extends well beyond one criminal case. Parents, employers, regulators, and childcare providers will all face renewed security over how young children are protected every day. If there is one lesson from this tragedy, it is that safeguarding cannot be treated as a box to tick. It must be a living commitment supported by strong oversight, transparency, and accountability. Because every parent deserves to leave for work believing their child is safe, and every child deserves a place where trust is never betrayed.